welcome to our channel. If you're new here, welcome, and make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And I wanted to do this video because when you find out that you're pregnant, it's just such a whirlwind of emotions. And for me, the first thing I did was I called my doctor, because my OBGYN practice, because I wanted to know for certain, is this real? Is this really happening? And so I called them up immediately. I tried to make sure I was separate, because I didn't want John to know yet, because I had a separate way that I wanted to tell him. And so I called them up, and I thought the first thing I would have to do would be like a confirmation pregnancy test or a blood test or something like that. So when I spoke with them, my impression from them was that they were sort of indicating that the pregnancy tests these days are pretty reliable. So they said that they would call my insurance company to check on the benefits that I have, and then they wanted to plan for my 8-week ultrasound. So I thought, wow, like that's like, I feel like that's skipping ahead like so fast. Like I don't know, I just thought that I would go there and then they would confirm like, yes, it's really happening. And then there'd be, I don't know, like, so after that, I started trying to figure out, okay, like the way that I've been thinking about telling John, is that the way that I want to do it? So I wanted to figure out, okay, when am I going to tell him? I want to tell him as soon as possible, but I wanted to make sure I had everything in place. And so I have a separate video that's already up about how I let my husband know that we were pregnant. And in case when I say that I'm pregnant, that we're having a baby. He's not pregnant. He's really into Star Wars. So there was like a shirt that he had seen years ago, and we were at, I guess we were at Magic Kingdom or Universal, one of those, but it was like a Star Wars shirt, and it said number one dad on it. And so I don't know why early in the month I had already purchased that shirt, just because I knew that we were trying. And I don't know if like somehow I like knew that it was like already, but that would have been really early on. So just like a couple weeks in, I had purchased that shirt just in case for whenever I found out that I would be ready and prepared, I'd have that. And so then I tried to figure out, okay, like how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna give it to him? When am I gonna wrap it in, type of thing. So I got all that ready. And then once you find out you're pregnant, there's so many things that you can't do. I feel like I have to do a whole separate video about all the things you can't do. So, I mean, the number one thing would be, if you're a smoker, like not smoking, and then the whole drinking thing, and just so many things that you can't eat, like certain cheeses and deli meats, and there's just so many things that you can't do once you find out. So it just, instantly it's like your life is changing. And then for me, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, well, I want to make sure that I'm really healthy, because now I'm eating for two, it's not just about me. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, it's like so crazy. And then of course, maybe doing like the typical Google thing, like, what do you do once you're pregnant? How do you prepare? All these different things. What should I read? And there are actually some apps that are really helpful. So from another video that I did about how I found out that I was pregnant, I indicated in there that the Flow app was something that it actually threw me off, but it also helped me figure out that I was pregnant before the pregnancy test even did. So that app is really cool, because if you become pregnant, then you can switch it over saying they're pregnant, and everything switches from just tracking your cycle and all that to showing everything about baby and your pregnancy and everything, and just your countdown. And so each week it kind of lets me know, like, oh, you're another week along, etc. And also there's the Baby Center app that's been really helpful too. So between those two apps, it shows me the growth of the baby, how my body is changing, the amount of weight that the baby should be at each week, and the size of them, whether they're the size of like an apple or an avocado or whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's so exciting seeing the different changes each week. So those things I feel like have been really helpful and exciting. But again, those were the first 24 hours. Those were a couple of things that I made sure were on my phone. And I just started sort of researching all the things that I could be doing. Within the 24 hours, I did get a call back from my doctor's office about the benefits, and they just kind of let me know of everything. And it was so much information, I was a little bit overwhelmed, but it's definitely something to think about. and they did set up the first ultrasound. So it's a lot of big changes. And then you also have to figure out, how are you going to let everyone else know? Are you going to let them know all together? Are you going to save it? Do you want to have something special that you do for each person? And of course, things can change along the way, as they have for me. But the first 24 hours, those were some of the things that I started thinking about and preparing for. And also, of course, trying to figure out when the due date would be. And so a lot of that is based on when your last cycle was. And so I pretty much had that nailed down correctly, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna be posting some more videos about the journey along the way, some of my tips, tricks, things that have gone wrong, things that have gone well. And so stay tuned for more. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more videos. We have all types of different things coming up, so make sure to stay tuned, and otherwise we'll see you next time.